Hey everyone, I'm Candace.
I'm Latoya.
And I'm Sherelle.
And we are Sistas Unscripted.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We are completely unscripted, where we talk about all the things, all the shit, whatever we want, from the eyes of Black sisters. So stay and kick it with us.
Let's get into it.
This is how we're going to start it. Hey.
Nails.
Nails on
Latoya
nails.
has become a nail girly.
I have. Look at these. I said I was never going to do it.
Is it blue or black?
That's the thing. That's what I love about it. It's actually purple, a dark, dark purple.
Ooh, it's pretty.
But like from afar, it looks black. But if you get into the light and it comes like, it's like pow purple. Can you kind of see the purple?
Yeah. I haven't heard pow in a minute. That's hilarious.
Girl,
That
it's like
was
when I started
giving
using
me-
bamboozle.
That gave me right when you did when from far away. It's like she's like a Home Monet or whatever that was from Clueless.
But up close, she's a big old mess.
Welcome to another episode of Sistas Unscripted. And as true Sistas Unscripted fashion, we started it the way that we did. So
You're welcome.
it is what it is.
As Sherelle would say,
Right.
you're welcome.
You're welcome. Tell your friends. That's my story. Tell your friends.
But yeah. We need to make that. Okay, we're coining it right now. We gonna make that into a Sister Unscripted shirt.
Yes.
So then you could just
Listen.
point to your shirt and be like, that's my story. What
Tell your
is
friends.
Cheryl's phrase?
That's my story. Tell your friends. And then we need to do a shirt for Dululu till it's Cholulu.
Yes.
We need to get on that quick. I've been starting designs and things. So we're going to get that going real soon.
Candace
which
is
would
the
be amazing. 'Cause
entrepreneur.
people actually been asking, like, when are y'all going to be dropping some merch? And I was like, well, just stick around and see.
Literally stick around. Stickers. I love me some water bottle stickers. And I love
Listen,
me
same.
a cute mug. I'm
Look
a
at this.
coffee tea
Look-
girl.
Like, look at this. This is my mug.
Oh, yep. If I had mine, I'd show you mine. But that's
and everyone's
cute.
like,
Melanin popping.
you really love being black, huh? And I'm like, yes.
Damn right.
And
Black.
like, what kind
We
of
black.
question is that?
You know how I hear right now? James Brown in my head. And also Nina Simone. Gifted and black. Young. Gifted and black. That's it.
Well, as you can see or hear, it's just Latoya and I today. Sherelle is actually in the skies right now, so we want to send her love from the high skies. And I was about to say the high seas, but no, she's not on a ship. That was me like 10 years ago. But we love you, sis, and we miss you. And she actually brought up kind of what we're going to talk about today. So thanks and shout out to Lil Sis for giving us the topic. So we're
She's
going to
really
kind of
good at that.
She really is. She
I'm
really
bad.
is. So
And no, I'm bad. I'm bad at it. I'm trying.
no, you're not. You're not. Dululu till it's Trululu. Okay.
Truth. Okay. Right.
Thank you. Let's do a quick update. How are you, sis?
You know, I'm good. I'm about to go on a quick little vacation to go surprise a friend. So I'm really looking forward to getting out of this nasty air for a little bit to go breathe in some clean air. There's a lot of fires going on in Utah. I think we mentioned that the last podcast. So, but I'm good. And so I'm taking 2 acting courses, and we did our monologue. I'll say like final, but it wasn't a final. It was very like supportive and stuff. And the classes stretched me. I mean, my goal this year is to really expand my craft and what I do and understand what I do, but also like add to my tools of how I act and prep and everything. And I definitely was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to understand like how to implement this new work and this new approach. Because I was so nervous because I go to this flow space when I act. And I was like, how am I going to get to a flow space? Because I'm always thinking about like how to implement this work. And then yesterday it just kind of came together. Like the quickest I've memorized pieces, it has been in this class. And my goal has been getting specific and clear. And it was way more specific and clear while still doing what I do. And I was like, oh, damn.
That's amazing.
It was pretty incredible. So I felt proud of myself and also just understand I have a lot more work to do. If I want to be like the LaToya Cameron of this generation and the future, like up there with the Viola Davises, Angela Bassett's, Meryl Streep's. I just got a lot of work to do. So I feel really proud of myself of taking the leap of faith in myself to do this work and the supportive room that I've been in. So I'm just really, really grateful. It's been a
I
good
love
week
that. I
so
think that's
far. What about
amazing.
you?
And I think you're on your way there too. And I mean, I'm not just saying that just because you're my sister, but you're a really phenomenal actress and just overall performer. So, it never hurts to put yourself in rooms with people that are better than you. And I know that
Hmm.
you believe that. And I think that's something that I live by too, because you don't want to always be the best in the room. You always want
Mm-mm.
to continue evolving and making sure that you're not, I don't want to say perfecting your craft, because I don't think we obviously can achieve perfection, but I think
Hmm.
we can get better and better, and we can be better than what we thought was maybe our best at that time. We can become greater. So I think it's awesome that you're doing that. And I'm excited to see what it looks like when I see you in your next show.
Thank you. Well, it's just so funny how I'm just like, I mean, I've had, moments of what do you call it? Like call them right now stamps in my life where I'm like, okay, that was a breakthrough. Oh, this was a breakthrough. This last show that I did was a massive breakthrough, which awoken me of being like, whoa, if I can like tap in like that, then I want to get curious about that even more. So I need to become a student. Like it was sometimes it's the opposite. I hope not all people, but sometimes people are like, well, that was good. Like I've reached like something, and they stay in that spot. But me, I was like, oh shit, I just tapped into something brand new. I need to go back to class because I'm in this expansion mode, and I want to, because what you said, I heard craft, stay curious about your craft versus trying to perfect your craft. Stay curious about your craft because it will take you to places that you inside know you can get to, but it will surprise you how you get there. So, and that's definitely what is happening right now. Thanks for that, sister.
You're
Um,
welcome.
what about you?
There's not much going on in my life other than, the chaos of motherhood and work. I can't remember if I've told anybody in the podcast, but we lost a team member on our team. So we have been picking up a lot of extra work. It's been very stressful. So I took obviously today off, like I was saying, and then I have tomorrow off as well into the holiday weekend, which is nice. And I had requested that time. Like it was crazy because I was prompted for whatever reason, just take the time, even though I didn't have anything planned. I just thought, just take the days. And I almost didn't take it because I was like, I don't have anywhere to go. And I'm trying to remind myself that it's okay to not always have plans to do something to take time off. So I took the time, and then literally probably like a few days after, that's when one of our team members put their notice in, and we were told that we're more than likely they're going to be observing time off for the foreseeable future. And I'm grateful that I took that time. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown, I'm the type of worker that I don't like to leave anything for other people, mainly because, especially right now where everybody's kind of picking up extra things, and I feel like I've picked up a lot, and so I had an appointment yesterday after work, and then I wasn't able to finish what I was able to finish in my regular scheduled 8 hours, so I took my laptop home, and once I was done with my appointment, came home and got straight back to work. I worked another 4 hours. That's how much extra work I have. And so I didn't get done with work last night until about 11:30 p.m. And then, I apologized to my boss for working that late, but I also I said, I appreciate your understanding. I wanted to make sure that my things were taken care of so that the team wouldn't be affected in having to take over things that were unfinished. Because honestly, that's what I expect from team members as well. I think that's the right thing to do. And whether you like working at corporations or whatnot or whatever, I think at the end of the day, just be a good human and don't put extra things on people that they don't need, So
Mm.
I've always just been that type of person, and hopefully things went well today, but I'm off, and I don't mean this to come out the way it's going to come out, but I don't care because I'm
Now,
not there.
why would you? Do they pay you to care?
No, they do not.
They don't. So you do your job, you clock in, you clock out. I think that's awesome. That I don't like how you had to work until 11 something and also have to apologize for doing the work because that's exceeding. That's so crazy. Cause like, you know how a lot of people are the other way where they will leave it for other people to complete and then they don't leave no notes, they don't leave any kind of instruction of how to complete the task, so you have to like do extra work to understand even how to complete it. So that's
That's
so
the
stressful.
worst. And
I'm
that
like,
wastes
come
so much
on.
time.
So much time, and then you still have all the other stuff that you have to get done as well. So that's not being a good team, not only not being a good team player, but also like I would say the leadership needs to be on that shit, because that's just not going to it's not productive, I always like to say. So like for you to
Agreed.
do all of that, and I would say like if I was your boss and you came at me apologizing, I'd be like, absolutely not. Like how much time, like let me give you like some extra pay, or let me compensate to give you some hours that are off that is paid or something to accommodate the time that you had to take to complete the task because you didn't want to add extra load that's already on the load of what y'all have to do. So like
Right.
I'm glad you have the day off because you shouldn't have to care. You already
Yeah,
did all the work and extra.
for
So,
real. And you best believe I clocked in. I was not
okay,
going to be doing,
good.
but they're really, really, the company is very strict on overtime. And I'm not going to go into overtime because the holiday and my vacation that I put in, because at least in Utah, and you might know this, but at least in Utah, overtime doesn't go into effect until you've physically worked more than 40 hours in that week. So for this week, I will not reach the overtime, but I'll obviously get those extra regular hours. But that's truthfully really why I apologized. But, it is what it is. And it was either they have extra work to do or, you know,
They don't.
so, and I left a huge long note for each person. This is what I did, and this is kind of where I left off. And because I'm very much that type of person where I like to set people up. And I have to remember that not everybody's like me. But I think in the workplace, I think it should be taught truthfully. But and I'm not necessarily talking about this job. I'm talking about just in general.
Right.
And just in my time working in corporate America, I like to set people up for success so that they're not doing what you just said, basically, where you're being so unproductive by wasting time, by not having the notes or whatever the agenda of what needs to be done or where they left off, as opposed to searching in emails and reading all these email threads like, okay, I'm piecing this together. And sometimes that research takes a few hours to get done depending on what the situation is. So,
Right. Yep. Yep.
but
100.
I was a little sad that my night was wasted on work, but that's okay. At least I did what I did it's also not only going to benefit them, it's going to benefit me when I come back, because then my work is going to not be as crazy, fingers crossed. But,
Fingers
but other
crossed.
than that, our podcast and then my side projects and things, I'm just experiencing a lot of burnout right now, but I'm just trying to take things just one thing at a time. And that's just kind of where I'm at. But with all that said, let's lighten it up. We're going to talk about kind of, so what was Cheryl saying? She was saying basically like how different Utah looked to us as kids versus now, kind of in that way. What
Mm-hmm.
was one of the first places that you remember always wanting to go to when you were growing up?
That's
Like
in
fun
Utah?
places. Yeah,
Oh, it was always Lagoon.
right.
Always Lagoon. Lagoon was always like the prime place because it was sold to us as from the advertisements, not from anyone else. But it's the Disneyland of
Of
Utah.
Utah.
And
Yep.
then do you remember when they like added surf and swim, not surf and swim. I mean, that's one we need to talk about.
Yes.
But when they added Laguna Beach as well.
Yes.
So we are like, oh shoot, you can go to the beach too. We're kids, but that's one of the massive places that we were always excited to go to.
Yeah,
During
I would say
yeah.
that was the same thing for me too. It was always lagoon, and it's so crazy. Mom and I were just talking about this the other day. I don't know if you were in the car yet when we went to go see uh, our brother and sister-in-law and niece, but we were talking about just lagoon in general and Disneyland and how I have this dream to obviously take the kids at some point. And they I mean, we got our money's worth for lagoon passes when we got them lagoon passes. Was it last year? I think it was for last year. And they were expensive, but we got our money's worth. But back in the day when we were younger, we were lucky if we went to lagoon maybe once a year. And
If
we were
that.
there from open to close. My
Mhm.
kids, they're good with a few hours and then they're done.
That would be an absolute no. You
And
gonna sit
that's
down for a little bit and get your ass up.
No, for real. And that's what kind of worries me a little bit. One of the things about worries me about taking them to Disneyland is, are they going to be over it in 2 hours? When we went for the first time, I can't remember when the first time you went, but I went in my 20s, and I just was so excited, and it was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't do it all, because there was so much to do. And my little kid heart was just so excited about everything that was happening. And I just think nowadays kids just kind of get, and maybe it's their attention span. Maybe they're bored. I don't know. Or a big one my kids say all the time is, my feet hurt. It
Well,
reminds me,
well, your
my
hands are gonna
fingers
hurt.
hurt.
Well, your back's gonna hurt too because you have ground duty or whatever he says.
You, well, your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty.
Yep, that's what Happy Gilmore. Not Happy Gilmore. Yeah, Happy Gilmore,
Yep.
right?
Happy Gilmore, Ben Stiller. Oh my goodness. In the
So
nursing
funny.
home. But Lagoon definitely was one of those places for me. What are some other places that you remember that were like the places to go when we were growing up? Do you remember
Sir,
49th Street
what?
Galleria?
That changed to the Fun Dome?
Yes. You know that they tore it
Yes.
down?
They did?
I passed it. When did I pass it? I passed it a couple weekends ago. Because it's off the freeway, like right by like
Yeah.
Murray Midvale-ish area. And I looked to
Yeah.
the right and the building's gone.
They're probably gonna build apartments.
Probably.
That's a bummer because that was such a cool, like, architecture,
Mm-hmm.
building. I thought it was a
Oh,
really cool
totally.
random one, but, like, it was really, really cool one. Yeah, I remember, yeah, that 40 obviously, I remember. What is it called again?
49th Street Galleria.
49th 49th Street Galleria because it was probably on 49th Street, and, it was, had rides in it, a carousel. It also had, like, it was kind of like an indoor amusement park, which
Yes.
was really cool. It had, like, food and then, like, those, like, old school, movement what are
The
those things
simulators?
called? Yeah, simulators. Oh, we loved it, and then when it changed into the Fun Dome, it still had all the things, but then it added, like, a laser tag area. We love us some
Yes.
laser tag.
Oh,
That
yes.
was so fun. Oh, it was such a fun place to go to as a kid, especially when it got hot or if you're looking for something that's probably a little bit more financially supportive. I think it was cheaper. Obviously, anything was cheaper than Lagoon,
For real.
but we went there not all the time, but like once in a blue moon. Like we went more to 49th slash Fun Dome than we did to Lagoon.
Totally. And like that kind of like just kind of brings me to the idea, because I don't know if you get this especially when you travel, or people that that are out of, or not from Utah. They'll say, what is there to do in Utah? And when we were growing up, I remember like we would ride our bikes everywhere. Like we would
Everywhere.
have like the best time riding our bikes. Like we're gonna go on I don't even remember where we went, but it felt like we were riding our bikes for hours.
We went everywhere. I remember riding our bikes up to the school and then like because of the big hill, remember?
The overpass.
Not the over, I mean, we do the overpass because it felt like, so we used to live across the street from a park. And the park was awesome, but it was, like, right by an overpass, and so when we'd ride our bikes, we'd go over the overpass, and it felt like a completely different world to us because there was
Totally.
farms and everything, and we'd always go visit the horses and feed the horses hay and, like, just hang out there and be like, "There's horses, this place is crazy." Like, we thought it was, like, a different world, y'all. Our
Totally.
imaginations are like, we, like, I don't know, found a portal.
Do you remember when the horse almost bit my finger off?
I sure do. I sure do.
Now that I know that you're supposed to do it flat-handed, I think I did it like this, and
they were
I
like,
had a big old bruise on my finger for a
I
little while.
remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
didn't
hurt
mom ask?
so bad. What?
Didn't mom ask? And you're like, I found my bike or something.
I
don't
don't
think you told the
remember.
truth.
I feel like I just spoke to mom about this recently, and I think she said something under the lines of, "Y'all didn't think I knew what you were doing, but I knew." As moms know and do.
Of course, I mean, where else? We thought that we were traveling far on our bikes, but really we were not
For
going
real.
that far. Up the street felt like miles, and that was like not even a full mile.
Totally. Totally. Do you remember when we would ride our bikes to the gas station before school when we found money in the dryer?
Mm-hmm.
We would get
So,
all the candy.
Okay. We spoke on Michael Jackson in one of our episodes, right? I found out that when he was a kid, that he took his allowance money from the performances and stuff, saved it so he can open up his own candy shop. And I was like, as a kid, and he got real mad. I don't remember if it was Marlon or Randy would steal the candy, and he would like get so mad he would cry and all that stuff about it because that his candy store meant a lot to him. And I was like, dang, that's what we would do too. We would like
Totally.
make our own
Totally.
candy shop on the corner. We didn't have no cheap lemonade stand. No disrespect, children. Do what you need to do. Get that dollar.
Right. Times are rough.
And times are rough, especially now. Mom's going to probably be asking for that money. So thanks. But I remember, yeah, we would sneak in the morning to go buy candy so we can resell the candy so we could go back and buy the candy so we could eat the candy.
Which is so crazy. Like as kids, do you remember also when I babysat the family that worked
The
for
Hershey
Hershey?
family?
Yes. Or was it the Hershey family? And they gave
we
me
called them the Hershey family.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if they were the Hershey family or if they just worked for the family, or not the family, the company. But
I think they just worked for the family, and us kids were like, we just deemed them as the Hershey family because of all the stuff.
So they gave me so much candy on top of my payment for babysitting. They never asked me to babysit again, which I to this day I'm wondering. I'm like, did I do something wrong? Or
I don't
think
think
I
so.
did. But I was really hoping I was gonna be able to go back there because we got so much candy.
Dude, it was like a wagon full of candy.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and like we're not talking because I know because I was like Randy or Marlon. I stole that candy and ate that candy. So sorry, sis. But they were like full on candy bars.
Yep.
Candy bars, Hershey's candy bars, like all these other types. Like it was wild. I was so jealous because okay, back in the day, Candace and I, and a couple of our friends, one of our favorite books was The Babysitter's Club. And we would read those books all the time. It was like Goosebumps and like Fear Street and all that stuff back in the day, right? But Babysitter's Club was like one of our favorite books. And we're like, wait a second, what if we made our own Babysitter's Club? But we're like, but we'll get sued if we name it Babysitter's Club by the book. So maybe we just call
The
it
fact that we knew that as
Babysitting.
kids is crazy.
Right? So we named it Babysitting Club.
Like we were being original.
Yep, we're like, that's brilliant.
The
And guess what?
babysitting club. We had
We're
flyers
the
and
babysitting
everything.
club. Yes, and that's how they found out they called our number, and that's how you got that job.
That's right.
Entrepreneur since we were little kids selling
Which is
candy.
crazy to me because nowadays there's no way I would be calling some random person from a babysitter flyer and be like, can you watch my kids real quick?
Right? Times have changed, and we grew up in the 90s, y'all.
And the fact that I was a Black woman and and you know what? Not saying that this is the reason why they didn't call me back, but it makes me wonder. Things that make you go,
Things that made you go, That's what I heard.
Because, I mean, our flyer didn't have anything that was identifying of us being Black. But also, it wasn't just us. It was our neighborhood friends who were also white. So they just happened to get me that day.
Yes, because you were available. So
which is funny.
I know. But that candy, we got a lot of, well, what we thought was a lot of money. back in them days because we sold those candy bars at like $1 a piece. And then we were brilliant entrepreneurs where we took Kool-Aid. Remember this? Where we took the Kool-Aid and we put them in ice trays and we
Oh,
sold
yeah.
ice cubes. We sold Kool-Aid ice
Yes.
cubes.
Yes. Oh my, you're bringing back so many memories right now.
Girl, I just
That's-
remember myself.
Wow. My
Like, and
goodness.
they were good, okay?
Yeah, those were good. It was Kool-Aid.
Those sold, it was Kool-Aid in the summertime. So, like, we had all the kids coming up buying the candy, all the kids buying those ice cubes. I don't even know. Did we do drinks too? Did we do like any drinks?
I don't remember if we did drinks. I specifically remember candy.
I specifically remember candy and those ice cubes.
But
We
you
were
know, just entrepreneuring real young.
Yep. And
You
then
know,
we were
thank
like,
you for that. Because obviously, as we've talked about before, I've been stepping more into that side of the business side of things. So it's nice to know and just to be reminded that I believed in myself at that young age then. So I just need to remind myself that when times get tough, bring back that little Candace that was like, you want some Kool-Aid ice cubes for 50 cents? I don't remember how much we sold them for, but
probably for like a nickel,
Probably.
or a quarter. And no, seriously, like honestly, I talked to one of my friends. I know Michael's still coming up for me, which I had a vivid memory come up where I was like, dang it, I forgot about that memory where me and our friend Tyler spent a whole afternoon teaching ourselves through the Thriller dance.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I remember that. I don't remember where I was. Maybe I was working at Lagoon at that time.
I don't know. I know. I think you might have been working.
Because
And
I'm sad that
don't know.
I didn't teach it. I'm sad I didn't learn it with you guys. Do you remember it?
Yeah. Like I'm not great at it, but I remember like whenever I can still do the counts on ga ga da da da. So then you do that. Like I could feel it in my body like a memory.
Well, you're a creative too, so
True. Oh shoot, I'm gonna keep that. I feel it in my body like a memory. That's poetry.
well, I like that.
Huh. I'm gonna write that down. Anyway, what why did I bring Michael Jackson up? Oh, so my friend, she said this about why she thinks that he's coming up a lot for me, why this movie and this time, and she was like, I think he's reminding you of the little kid joy that you had because that's where your creativity comes from, that's where the imagination comes from, that's where the hope comes from, the joy comes from, and that's where creativity and imagination comes from and manifestation. So for you to have this moment of going, oh yeah, when I was a kid I was able to do that, I got to remind myself of like little Candace believed in herself so much that we were able to already make money by the time that we were like not even, 10 years old. We were already working to and making our own money and then going and buying our own candy. So like remember whenever you get down, tap into your little kid self and remember like she definitely always has believed in you. That's why you're here. So, like, go to that space when you start to feel some sort of way and find the joyfulness and then start creating from there.
Yes. Yes. Okay, sister. Bars. That actually reminds me of, right? When I had my reading with Barb, this was years ago, back in my cruise ship days. I believe it was 2011. And one of the things that she had said to me that when I do feel down on myself, that I need to look in the mirror and find that little girl. And basically, she said more or less what you just said. And it's crazy. Another time when I was back in, this was a little bit after my divorce to my kid's dad. I hired a life coach, and shout out to Derek. He's amazing. And he performed Reiki one time on me. And one of the times that he performed, it was just one time. So he performed it, and I can't remember exactly everything of how it started, but at some point I was envisioning myself in like this whole pasture or this field or whatever it was. And then all of a sudden I went up this mountain, and he said to me, "You're going up this mountain right now, and you're at the top of it. What do you see? And he didn't prompt me or anything other than pretty much those words. And I saw my little self. I saw me. And we immediately hugged and embraced. It was, and again, it was one of those reminders of what you just said. And so thank you for that.
Oh,
Sometimes those
dang,
little
girl.
reminders need to come up for us. So, and
I'm getting a little teary eyed, and also that's so drop dead Fred. Okay.
totally. Oh my goodness, this episode has didn't go exactly kind of where we were going, but it's so on
Sistas
brand,
Unscripted.
right? I know we gotta cut this one short because Miss Thang is doing her thing, getting ready to do this class that is transforming her again, because Sister is always transforming. So let's kind of wrap things up real quick, kind of, because I know we've been kind of just talking about memories more or less, but if someone were to ask you what are some of the top 3 things to do in Utah, what would you tell them?
I would say number 1 is to go to the national parks because they are one of a kind experiences, I think. They are the wonders of the world, I think. Especially my favorite national park is actually Bryce Canyon because it's the Red Rocks. I've always felt, I still feel a pull to the Red Rocks. I think there's something mystical and magical and otherworldly about those rocks, and especially at Bryce Canyon, they're stunning. So that was my first. We would go to Yellowstone as kids, but we never really visited the parks here in Utah that I can recall. And I remember going to Bryce Canyon when I was in college for the first time, and I was blown away. So I'd say the national parks is my number 1 pick. The second, I would say, why not go to Lagoon? Why not? It's fun. You know, like it has the rides and hopefully they got rid of that damn zoo because like why do we have a zoo?
They still have it.
No, I protest. Um, and so you said top 3. I'm trying to think of another kind of fun thing to do. Ooh, I mean, a lot of what?
I was like, can I help you? Maybe
Yes.
Bear Lake or Lake Powell?
Oh yeah, Bear Lake is fun if we got it because of the climate change that's going crazy. Not to get all down, but I'm just speaking facts and truth. But yes, Bear Lake is stunning. It's a beautiful place, and some people think that the Loch Ness monster has visited the Bear Lake. So we have some cryptic. I think they're called the cryptids. Those monster like Bigfoot and stuff possibly have visited Bear Lake. So there's some
Or they're
fun.
in the or they're in the
Or they're-
water waiting to get you. I've never
Yeah, that's a
been to
good
Lake
one.
Powell, but I've heard
Never
good
have
things about
either.
it. I feel bad about just my overall experience with Utah because truthfully, I don't really know. I'm a bad Utahn because I can't tell people like where to hike. Like, yes, I think we went to Bryce Canyon with the family. That was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
saw the
'cause
arches and stuff.
you were still pregnant with
I think Olivia.
oh no, with Olivia, and we had Isaiah.
Yes.
But no, they don't have the arches there. You're thinking of Moab.
What? I feel like they had arches there.
They have like the hoodoos and like
Maybe I'm thinking that they looked like them. I'm not sure,
they
but
probably do. Yeah.
but that's another thing you should see. Go see the arches, right? Is that in Utah? You said
Yeah,
Moab, right?
Yeah, Moab. That's really pretty.
I'm not the greatest when it comes to this stuff, so I couldn't tell someone what's the greatest restaurant because truthfully, most of the restaurants that I eat at, I know this is so bad. I think too because I don't live in the heart of Salt Lake where a lot of the gems are. A lot that is near me where I am is more of like chain restaurants, and that's not anything fun, you know? I mean, I like the soda shops that are here. I would say go to one of the soda shops and get yourself a dirty soda because that's very Utah.
Yes, that is very Utah.
Very Utah.
Very Utah.
So, go to
What
Swig,
else?
go to Twisted Sugar Fizz, or what did that
Get
guy
it
say?
dirty.
Become a swigger. I told
I
you
need
about
someone
that,
to
right?
yes, you did. I need someone to not to let him know. Like, you probably
Yeah.
don't want to say that, bruh,
No, for real. I was like,
because you're gonna meet the right one.
for
But
real.
also, I proposed this, sister. Maybe we should go on a sister trip to Moab so we can go see the arches. I went there for the first time like a few years ago. And so, like, and people here have been going for years. I just think our circumstances, our dad was a military, he served in the military. And so it was something like we asked about. I remember asking, I was like, why don't we ever go to those, like, to the national parks here? And he goes, and like go camping, because I love camping and being out in nature. And he was like, mm, it just reminds me of being in the military. So I didn't want to do it. And I went, oh,
Oh, I
that,
don't remember that. But again,
yeah.
we have established that your sister's memory of things is very shot. So, but I mean, that makes sense because we never did any of that stuff. We didn't go hiking. We didn't do,
Mm-mm.
we had to really, it was really us and our imaginations. You know,
Yeah.
we really had
Hmm.
to, not saying our parents didn't do, anything fun with us, because we did some fun stuff. But I think a lot of
Hmm.
it was us playing outside with the neighbor kids, or just amongst ourselves as siblings, and, playing Mortal Kombat, or
Hmm.
90210 with our Barbie dolls. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Going to the going to see a movie with the
with the
Barbies. Like,
Jeep.
yes.
Who's got the keys to the Jeep? Vroom.
Vroom. But see, I will say this, like, the reason why you were like, hey, Bear Lake, is because we went to Bear Lake, actually probably the most out of all the places that we went to, because it was free. The only thing is traveling. Dad would rent some jet ski. Like, it was a very special occasion when Dad would rent jet skis and a boat and bring a lot of family up there, and we all would enjoy Bear Lake or Pine View. And just kind of like,
When grandma put some vegetable oil on as sun tanning lotion, or however, and she had to go
how
to the
about that?
emergency room.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
gosh.
Rest in peace and in heaven, grandma. But that
Yes,
was
we love you. That's
crazy.
that's some white people shit. But don't hate me,
Love you,
mom.
grandma.
That's funny. We love you, grandma. We love you, grandma.
But anyway,
Um, but yeah, yeah. I mean, I would say, like, we did what our parents did what they needed to do to make sure that we had joyful experiences despite not having a lot of money coming in. They did. I always have to shout out, like, our parents taught us what work ethic is. And that's why Candace shows up how she shows up in her work and how I show up in my work, because they're very hardworking people.
yep,
And whenever they had the time for not only them to have a good time, for us to have a good time as a family, they would make it happen. So I'm grateful for that. Not everybody gets to go travel as much as other families do, but they allowed us to have traveling in a different kind of way, which influences us as artists nowadays. So it's like,
totally.
you can either look at it as like a sad, like, negative thing, or you can look at it as like, a blessing. And you could do whatever that means to you. But I do view it as like a blessing. My imagination is everything because of them. So
Definitely.
yeah.
I agree. I agree. I could be better about expressing my imagination. I think I do in a lot of ways, probably through our content and things, and
Oh yeah.
how I edit and things, but I would love to explore more, like writing. But I need to remind myself, because also ADHD brain. I want to do so many different things at once, and I'm like, okay, we can only do so much. Chill out, do the things you're working on, then maybe explore that later. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but with that said, what is your joy of the week, sister?
My joy of the week is about to happen.
Oh, because you're leaving. You're going out of town. You'll have to take pictures. You need to do some footage
I
for
will.
the sister fam.
Right, I will. I will.
Because you got the middle sis gang out there for you. They ride or
Hey, what's
die
up,
at
middle
dawn for middle
sis?
sis.
That's how we are. We are loyal to a T. Okay.
My joy of the week is that I am enjoying my time away from corporate America, and that is, yeah, exactly that. Just a sigh of relief, just not being somewhere that just being in my own space, in my peace, and just got to work.
Yes. Which we're gonna call in more of that. So we will get out of corporate America, and we will have all the things that we want, and Sisters Unscripted will continue to expand into more households, and
Like I told you,
we be doing this.
we're going to be invited to the Michael 2 premiere. Okay,
Girl, because
I'm
I
putting
won't
it
be
out
in
there.
it.
I'm putting.
Girl, you are calling dead ass. When I was in my car today, I was like, listening, of course, to Michael, and I was like, put me in that second movie. Put me in. You will not regret it. Find me. I found you. Like, put me in that movie.
For real.
My name's LaToya. I play the
Okay.
older version. I mean,
No, you couldn't be
or
the older version.
something. So then, yeah, we're gonna be at the premiere.
Maybe you can be the oldest sister.
Oh, that'll be fun. I'd be down with that.
Is it Rebe or Rebby?
I think it's Rebe.
She's cute. I could see you playing her.
I have the eyes.
Right? No, for real though. But yeah, become a Jackson.
I mean, yeah.
We calling it in. We calling it in. Call it in for her, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Sisters Unscripted. We hope that you are enjoying our episodes, and we really want to hear from you guys. Tell us what your joy of the week was. And also, we want to hear what your favorite childhood memory is. And if you are from Utah, what's your favorite place to go to in Utah? Because we definitely want to be able to provide that to our listeners and people that come to visit beautiful Utah. Thank you again for being here. If you could, we would love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or even on Spotify or wherever you listen to our podcast. We're also on YouTube. You can also follow us on all the social media platforms at Sisters Unscripted. If you'd like to send us a topic or want a shout out or you want to send us topics, let us know. You can send us that at sistasunscripted@gmail.com. Thank you again for being here, and we'll catch you next episode.
Yeah,
Sisters.
Sisters.
Out.
Out.
Pew, 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 pew.
Bye.